Okay, welcome back to another episode of Life on the Ave. I'm super excited for my guest today. I have Jess Episcopo. Episcopo. Oh my goodness, I should have asked you that before we started going. So I have Jess Episcopo here, super excited, set by Jess. I'm going to get into a quick bio and then we'll jump into it.
Awesome.
All right, so excited to sit down with Jess, the creative force behind Set by Jess. Jess is a natural nail artist who's been just 1 year into being a licensed nail tech and already 9 months into owning her own business. She started out working from home and has quickly grown into her very own private studio at Sola and Christiana. Her specialty, Gel X Builder Gel, a gorgeous hand painted designs, all done with cruelty-free, non-toxic products and a commitment to nail health. Jess is passionate about creating a safe, welcoming space for her clients and hopes to one day provide that same support for all other nail techs in the industry. Whether she's doing a custom set in the studio, hosting a pop-up, or designing press-ons, Jess brings care, creativity, and community into everything she does. Let's get into her journey, her passion, and what it's really like building a beauty business from the ground up. So welcome, Jess.
Thank you for having me.
I'm excited to have you.
Beautiful.
Of course, ChatGPT writes a great bio. I give it all to them.
I wondered when I saw the dashes.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious. So welcome. I'm going to turn it over to you. How did we get here? Tell us your story.
Yeah.
Let's hear from you.
Basically, I have always been like a creative person, right? So I've always kind of been like the black sheep, outgoing. I come from a family of like teachers, doctors. Mm-hmm. I knew that I wasn't really
different.
Yes, I wasn't going to go down that road.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically I started off just in the serving industry because I really didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, and I was really good at it. So I kind of just stayed in that, did that for a long time. Fast forward to meeting my boyfriend and having my 4 kids. I kind of just got into that groove of, he works during the day, I'm home with the kids, we switch off, I go work at night, and it just like worked for a really long time for us. I would say when my kids started to go to school, that was when I really was like, okay, not loving this.
You're away from them nights and weekends.
I'm away from them at night, and so I would start working day shifts. There's not really a lot of money in day shifts. Right. That's not really where you want to be in that industry. So it just kind of got really stagnant for me. And all throughout this whole time, I always was a nail girl, right? I always had my nails done. I never really cared too much about like makeup, hair. I didn't really know anything about that stuff, but my nails were always done.
Everybody has their thing.
Yeah, everyone has their thing. So
I
nails
like
were definitely, I love a spray tan. Nails were definitely my thing.
Cool.
I always had the long acrylics, all the crazy designs, all that stuff. I was in there every 2 weeks. I had my little nail shop that I went to, and over time I started to really just not like the environment, I think. It got, you're so close to everybody. It's just, they're not really listening to what you want. They're just kind of like in and out, that kind of thing. So I really was hating that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start doing my own nails because I'm over it. Just like, everyone thinks they can do nails, which now I'm like, no, you can't. But so that was me. So I'm like, I'm doing this. And so I was just doing my own nails for fun. Continued to work. And then, you get into this, your kids go to bed, you're sitting down with your partner and you're like, I'm really just not feeling fulfilled in any way, doing what I'm doing. I'm getting to an age where am I going to do this when I'm 50? Like, I really want to find my thing. And I got really, not lost, but wrapped up in being a mom. So then once they went to school, I kind of didn't really have like my own identity.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, so I was really longing for that. And so it was actually his idea. Shout out to Darren. But he was like, why don't you go to nail school? And I was like, are you kidding me? I'd go to school and leave you with the kids. I mean, that felt insane to me.
Yeah.
But because it was his idea, I'm like, okay, maybe it could work. Because that's half the battle. Yeah. It's getting them on board. So I'm like, okay, that'll work. So the next day I called the school that I went to and just kind of got some information. They told me it was only like a 4-month program. And I'm like, oh, that's totally doable.
Yeah, I'll crush that.
Yeah. And it's only 4 months of my life. If I hate it, if I suck, if I don't want to do it, whatever.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Serving will always be there. So, and I had been doing it forever that I felt confident in that. Like I can go back to that whenever I want. So signed up for school. took it super serious. Like I went to school. I was the oldest one in there. I came with all my little pink stuff.
Yeah,
I was like setting up shop. Like I'm
my
a nail
pens,
tech.
my planners. I'm good.
Everything.
I got this. Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like fake it till you make it 100%.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm a nail tech. Okay.
Yeah.
So I just took like school really seriously. And then, you know, halfway through school, I started to really think about like, where am I going to go with this? Because I didn't have a plan. Like I decided one day I'm going to do it, and I just did it. So started really thinking about that and where I was going to go after school. So I knew that the best place for me to be and the best clientele that I could have would be getting into like these hair salons, right? Because if I'm your hairstylist, nail tech, that hairstylist is seeing 6, 7, 8 women a day.
Right.
And they're with them all day, and they have all the time in the world to talk about their nail tech and where they get their nails done. And I thought that would be the way that I could really reach the most women.
Makes total sense.
So I'm like, I really want to make sure that those beauty professionals are my clients. So that's kind of where I went with that. So I thought when I graduate, I knew I didn't want to go to a traditional nail salon.
Right.
Because that was the whole reason why I started doing my own nails. I didn't like the
those.
environment.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes total sense.
So I started reaching out to hair salons and saying, hey, and now that I think back at it, I'm like, that was totally nuts. Like I did all the cringy things, right? Like I slid in the DMs. I'm about to graduate school. I don't even have my license yet. I have no book. I just know that I really love doing this, and I'm going to do it. Yeah. Like, so, you know, do you want to take a chance on me and put nails in your salon? Like none of these salons even offered nails.
No,
so I was really asking for
rare.
a lot. Yeah, I was asking for a lot.
Yeah.
It was all no. So, which I totally understood. So I'm like, okay, so I guess that's not going to work for me. But I wasn't going to really give up on that. So I graduated, got my license, did everything I needed to do with that. Ended up just putting a little nail studio in the corner of my living room.
Right.
And I'm like, who's going to let me do their nails?
Right.
Everyone, let me do your nails. I was doing, all while I was in school and everything, I was doing family, friends.
Yeah.
Anyone that let me do their nails for free, I'm doing them.
it,
Yeah. So
All the while, are you like starting to build your social media presence too?
I am. So when I was in school, it was a requirement to make a Instagram. So they I really appreciated that they did that in the curriculum. So you had to make a certain amount of posts. They wanted you to really start building your brand and your clientele outside of school.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So they
in
really,
real
really
estate
do
school,
set
they don't
you
do
up.
that. Yeah.
They do set you up.
That's
I mean,
great.
you have to do it.
That's
They're
great.
not going to do it for you,
Yeah.
but it is like you get grades for it, right?
Good. They want you to succeed.
Yeah, you have to make a certain amount of posts and stuff like that. So I did start doing that. Plus, I was having clients that were coming to the school. We had to bring in a certain amount of clients on our own. So it was like, I think only 6 clients we had to bring in on our own. So I started posting on Instagram. I'm taking clients at school, all that stuff, and started kind of building my book. But I wouldn't really say I really gained like a steady clientele or anything. I mean, I had a couple.
It takes time.
Yeah, it took some time. So set up at my house and, started doing people's nails, word of mouth started going. And I still had this stuck in my mind, like if I really, really want to grow, I need to get into a space where I can bring people. I'm not going to keep bringing people to my house. I have 4 children. That is not fun. I could only do nails at certain times because my kids weren't home.
Yeah.
So then I heard about Sola.
Yep.
And so that's where I kind of started looking into that because I was like, that's kind of in between what I'm doing. It's still a salon environment. There's other beauty professionals there with clients, maybe I'll do their nails. So that kind of thing was still like in my mind.
Collaboration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I found
But you have your
Sola.
own little space.
Yeah. So it's a private studio.
Yep.
Yeah. So I ended up finding Sola, and the owner was like, okay, you need to have this much of a book, and you need to be able to make your rent in this amount of time to really be successful here. And I was like, yeah, I have that. Sorry, Jim, but I was like, totally I was like, you know what? I'm still serving at this point. I hadn't stopped serving. I was serving all through school, and I'm like, I'm gonna keep serving until I can make my payments, with doing nails.
Yeah.
And so I just kept serving, and just grind it out. I knew once, like, you know, if you build it, they will come.
Yep.
And they will.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did.
And they have. I mean, I found you on Instagram. I've recently been seeing a lot of my friends post you up and repost your content. And you're starting to like really ramp up the content, so it seems. So that's why I think I came across you and I was like, this chick's amazing. Your nails are beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm starting to see so many people start to post you and repost you. I was like, I'm getting her in before she's so huge that we can't get her in. So
I've been having a lot of fun with the content.
I can tell.
That's been fun.
I can tell.
And it's funny because everyone's like, oh, aren't you like so embarrassed? I'm like, I'm really not. I don't really care. Honestly.
That's why I am too.
Yeah, I'm like all the cringy stuff. I mean, that's just...
It's part of it.
Yeah, it's part of it.
Yeah, it's marketing. I think long gone are the days where you're putting an ad in a magazine, you're getting a billboard, you know, you're doing all those things. Like, I think those days are long gone. It's really all about the social media presence and like, you know, you can pay someone else to handle it for you or you can lean in and do it yourself. And it's just part of the business now.
Yeah, I definitely don't know what I'm doing.
No.
I mean, I'm totally just like posting whatever. And sometimes it's works
viral
and sometimes it really flops, but it's all just part of it. And I think most importantly, just keep posting, really.
Right, just keep at it.
Even if it's just on stories and stuff like that, just so that people continuously see you.
Yeah,
so
you
that
wanna
even
be
if
top
they're
of
not
mind.
coming to you,
Right.
they're gonna know that you exist. Because I think everybody has, I think, like, you know, you have your hairstylist that you go to. You don't, you're not gonna leave your hairstylist. You love her, you have a relationship with her. And I love the loyalty because that's what I want from my clients too.
Right.
So I'm not like, you know, if you have your nail girl, that's awesome. But if they know that I exist, maybe there's someone that they know looking for a nail girl. Yeah. Maybe their nail girl isn't taking new clients. Maybe, you know, so yeah.
I love it. So let's kind of talk about nails in general. So full disclosure, I'm not a nail girly. I've gone like up and down. I've had a wild road with my nails. I've been growing up, I sucked my thumb like pretty aggressively to like third grade. And as soon as I stopped sucking my thumb, I started biting my nails. So now it's just become like a nervous habit. And I have years where I don't bite my nails and then I have years where I do. I'm in a good place right now. It's always typically tied to my mental health, to be honest.
Yes.
So where if I'm in a good place, like, or if I'm in a bad space, like look at my nails, you probably can figure out where my mental health is.
Right.
Yeah. So right now I'm in a good place. And so I'm starting to grow them back out. So I am new to this nail world. So very curious. I know I said in your bio, you're very big on like natural nails, use cruelty-free products. Talk to me about your products. What types of things, like what sets you apart from other, I walk into a normal, you know, fluorescent light nails sign, right? In a grocery store shopping center. Like what sets you apart from, you know, getting my nails done there versus with you?
Okay. So honestly, everything is different. I
love that.
Totally wanted to be completely opposite of that. So I guess it really just starts with the products. All of my products are time-free, so that means that they don't have formaldehyde, HEMA, a long list of other carcinogens and toxic chemicals that over time will cause damage to your nails. And you'll find all of those like in acrylic.
Got it.
Yeah, so
I know acrylics are bad for you, but I don't know why.
Yeah, okay, so that's why.
That's why.
Yeah, so acrylic, think of it as, this is like, you know, I'm trying to break it down to like a client.
Yeah, dumb it down. Yes.
So think of acrylic as stone or cement, right? So it's hard on your nails. Your natural nails all day, they're moving and grooving. If you bump your hand, your nail is bending.
Yep.
Okay? If you have these hard, bulky product on top of your nail, the thing with acrylics is that across people's nails when they have acrylics. If you do break a nail, say you go like this is gonna, right? It's like a lever because it's working against it. So it's gonna break and it's gonna cause a lot of damage to that natural nail. You know, all those chemicals that are in the acrylic that are sitting on your natural nails.
And I never know what it is. They're like bringing out these little like tubes and jars and they're glass. And I'm like, what are they putting on? I have literally no idea what you're doing.
It's scary, right? Yeah. So all of those, they are ultimately over time breaking down your natural nail. And your natural nail is staying healthy is ultimately huge for like your health, your overall health in your body, hair, skin, and nails. You know, these are like very important things for your overall health. So you don't want those chemicals sitting on your nails all the time. You don't want that heavyweight bulkiness on your nails. Yeah, and it hurts. So basically the difference, Gel X and Builder Gel. So those are the surfaces that I offer. Those are going to be soft gel products. So they're the complete opposite of acrylic. They're going to be flexible, so they move with the nail. They're a lot less bulky. So they're nails, they're not your real nails. You will break a nail, but when you do, or if you do, they will come off naturally with the nail because they're moving with the nail as opposed to working against it.
Makes sense.
Yes. Also, since they don't have those harsh chemicals, they keep the integrity of your natural nail.
Right.
So that's just overall good
Right.
for your health.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So you specialize in like creative nails, right? Like what would you call it?
Yeah.
Like you're not just going in to get your nails painted there. Like from what it seems, at least from what I see on your post, are like fun, crazy, some normal.
Yeah.
You offer like a range of, I would say, services, right?
I do. Yeah. So even though I only offer Gel X and Builder Gel, I do think that my services, I do have a wide variety of things that I can do with those products.
Yeah.
I think that people get this misconception of I have to offer everything.
Right.
And you don't. You can offer the things that you believe in and still achieve a lot of these looks that people want. Yeah.
So are people coming into you with like Pinterest pictures, like this is what I want? Are we working together to come up with our ideas, or are these all your ideas?
Oh yeah, so a lot of the inspiration does come from the clients. I would say they usually, the first appointment, mostly people are coming to me because they saw my work somewhere, right?
Instagram.
And they're like, I'm going to Italy and I want this blue and white with the lemons or, whatever. And they're like, she can do that. So a lot of times the first appointment is a lot like that. So they're bringing the inspiration. Other times people come in, they don't really know what they want. I'm the first person to pull up the iPad. We're getting on. Even if you just tell me, it's not really nail inspo, but it's, I'm going to this place or this restaurant. Let's pull up pictures of these places and kind of grab inspiration from what these places look like.
Yeah.
And so we just create that way.
Wow. So you've always been super creative? Because
I've always been creative. I cannot draw, believe it or not.
Interesting.
At all. So I'm a stick figure type of drawer. Yes,
that's crazy.
But I can paint.
Got it.
So I think that there's a difference
Yeah.
in being able to paint and being able to like draw the designs. So I've always been able to paint, work with paint really well, and just be creative. A lot of it, honestly, it's practice. I mean, just like anything else, I practice and I practice and I practice. And I made some disgusting nails. I've saved every nail that I made from school, and I look back on them and I'm like, oh, you were so cute.
Such a baby.
Like you tried so hard.
And you'll say that in 10 years about now.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
I mean, I still look at stuff from like a month ago and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Better than that.
Even yesterday, it's like you do a set and you're like, okay, I learned from that. Like the next time that I do something with that design, I'm gonna maybe do it a different way.
Yeah.
So it's constantly evolving.
Yeah,
really.
it's so funny. Every entrepreneur I have in here and everyone I talk to, I can always relate it something to us. And like, yes, we're selling real estate. It's not like sexy. It's not fun like nails, right? Like we have our exciting moments where it's a brand new kitchen, it's a brand new bath, and it's fun and it's creative, right? But overall, like I do always find some type of like synergy, and it's the same thing. We've been doing this, 10 years at this point, and we learn something new every single transaction. Like we get better every single time. It's like the same concept looking back 4 years from now. And same thing with our content. Like I look back to our first podcast episode. Now we're in like, I think this is like 95, and it's like, if I look back at my first episode, I'm like,
oh my gosh, yeah, you probably cringe. You're like, I want to delete that.
I was also like massively pregnant and a whale, so
oh my
so yeah, just that alone is like
I'm
crazy.
sure you looked beautiful.
Thanks. Yes, many ups and downs. So you are also a mom, a mother of 4.
I am.
So you go to school, your boyfriend locks it down with the kids. Shout out him, that's amazing. Now how are we doing it? How are we managing family, kids? Your kids are older, I'm sure they're in like a sports era, commitment era.
Yeah.
How are you running a business, running your family? Like tell us about that journey.
So I think the whole reason that I got into this was more time with my kids. It's really funny because I'm like, wait, I work more now than I ever have.
Same.
It's just that it's delegated in a way that I'm still able to be there with them.
Right.
Not all the work is done in the studio. So I'm able to do things from home. I'm able to still be there for them. And because I work for myself, it's been a blessing that, none of those salons actually worked out for me, and that they didn't want to take the chance on me because I had no option but to take a chance on myself. And because I work for myself, I'm able to work when I want or when I can. I can change my schedule according to my kids. So
that's the best part.
Yeah. So it's been great.
Same exact here. Like I work 10 times more hours. but like when I'm with them, it's quality. And
Exactly.
like my husband's took my kids to the women's golf event today, like just picked up and said, I'm taking the kids out of school.
Yeah.
I'm going. Like we have that flexibility. So we do have that like quality over quantity.
Right.
And I think a lot of parents can slip into that like quantity, you know, more time, but it's not necessarily like spent doing things you want to.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think that has had a huge play in all that. Also, my kids, with them being older, it was actually kind of cool because they were able to see the whole process, right? So they were there for all of it, for me signing up, for me getting all my little stuff, and my graduation, and getting my studio, and helping me move in. And so they've been able to really see the progression, and that's been really fun and beautiful. Yeah.
Do they brag about it? Are they like, come get your nails done?
Oh, yeah. My daughter, she thinks that I'm famous because, you know, I'm on Google now.
Right. Well, you feel famous to me just from Instagram. So I'm like,
they're all into it. Every time when I come home, what kind of nails did you do? Did you take any pictures? Did you make any reels? And then I told them I'm going to be on a podcast.
And they're like freaking out.
Oh yeah, they were freaking out.
Yay!
So
I love
I'm excited for them to watch.
Yes, good. Well, they should be proud of you. It's awesome. You're setting such a good example. And I think that's such an easy thing to just get stuck in your 9 to 5, your day to day, the restaurant world, and just put your head down, get the work done, clock in, clocked out. And like the people that do take this step, I think that's why I'm so passionate about this podcast. Like the people that do take that step, jump off the mountain, build the parachute on the way down. You had no plan. You're sliding the DMs of salons. Like it's just like, it's such a special thing. And I think the normal average person doesn't understand it. And I think it's so cool that like your kids are going to see that work ethic. Like they're going to see that grind. They're going to see that you took a chance on them yourself. Right. And when you tell your kids like, hey, you can do anything, like you mean it. So cool. So I know you said you want your salon to feel different. You want your space, you're not your salon, your space. You want your space to feel different than that normal nail salon. So besides just the products, besides your creativity, right, all of that, what do people feel when they come into your space? Like what kind of feeling do you want your people to have? Like context for me, when I go into those salons, I don't understand what's on the TV. I'm like in the most uncomfortable chair.
It's overstimulating. It's overstimulating. It's the best word for it.
I feel like I'm trapped, right? So I do get my nails done because when I do have an event, like I don't want my, nubs to be shown. I feel like I'm literally trapped, right? Because you have my hands. I can't touch my phone.
Elbow to elbow.
I'm surrounded by strangers. I literally start to feel anxiety, right? So I'm trapped. So like, how can you like combat that? Like what are you doing to make people feel like safe and welcome in your space?
Yeah, well, I think starting off being in a private studio really helps with that. Around, being in Delaware.
Yes, you're gonna run into
Everyone
someone.
wants to come in.
Yes.
Since I do build a relationship with them, they want to talk about their husband. They want to talk about their kids. Maybe not always in the most nice way. We want to be able to and just be themselves, because I feel like a lot of people really can't be themselves. They don't feel trapped in there. It's just them. It's a really nice one-on-one experience. So I think that they really appreciate that.
So do you feel like you're like a therapist sometimes when you're talking to people?
I definitely.
You probably know more dirt on most people than like their husbands and their girlfriends.
Yeah. It's fun. Yeah.
So what's that like for you?
I love it. Yeah, I mean, I'm a chatter, so I love to chat. I love to give my 2 cents, even if I don't always take my own advice, but I love to tell you what to do with your husband. So, that's always been fun. And I don't know, I just love building the relationships with people. I mean, a lot of my clients have become like my friends. I really thought going into this, like, I'm not going to break that boundary. I don't want to break that wall. I really want to just remain professional. I don't want them to be my friends, but honestly, it naturally happens. And it's been really nice. Yeah.
I think that's why, like I told you before we got started, like, obviously I'm very passionate about small businesses. I am like in this, I feel like there's this like community, especially of women-owned businesses right now, that we're all like really supportive of each other. We've got the Katie Cutlers of the world with Cafe Karma. I know Bryn Gray. She's a brow girl, eyelash girl down at coffee shop so-and-so has their nails done. Oh, I gotta get my nails done this week. You have to go to my girl Jess.
Right,
Like you
exactly.
have to. And I think you only get that warm referral when you have that friendship, when you have that relationship.
Yes, I agree. I think that the nails are just of such a small part of it.
Yes.
You know, I
Yes.
think even if, I mean, I know that they love their nails, but even if they didn't, they love me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that that's like a huge part of it.
Yeah.
And you don't find that in these traditional nail salons. You're not
No.
going and making a relationship with those techs. You're kind of just going in, they all offer the same thing. You're getting whoever's there.
Right.
They're telling you you have an appointment at this time, but you're waiting another hour.
Yeah. You're literally in there sometimes for hours.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I haven't talked to a soul. I can't even open my phone.
Yeah.
I'm literally trapped.
Yeah.
No, I love that. I love that. And I feel like also like, you know, as a mom, like sometimes like we might get 1 hour to ourselves a month, a quarter, a year, right? So like this hour that they're spending with you, like this might be the only time they get. Or is it an hour? I haven't asked you that.
So,
how long does it take?
So normally, I like to set my appointments, like first appointment for 2 hours, because I just want to really get in there with the consultation and kind of see what we have going on. I do require that people come with nothing on their nails except for maybe gel polish. Like I'm not going to remove your old acrylic or any of that stuff for a lot of reasons. I don't know the chemicals or the products that they use. So every product has their own method of removal and a safe removal.
Right.
You know, I could just drill that shit to bits, but that's not going to help with the natural nail. So also you find you don't know what's underneath there. So if I go in there and I, you know, take those nails off, there could always be like
damage,
something like that under there.
So I love it. I love all this stuff that you're doing. I think it's amazing. And I am someone that's working on my nails. So I would love to get to the point where like I'm good and I'm confident. I'm like ready to come do something fun.
Yes, come on in. And I don't only do fun designs. Like
so a normal girl like me, what would you suggest?
Oh yeah. So if you want to grow out your nails, I would suggest starting with a builder gel if you're okay with having this short.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah. So you would start with just a builder gel, and that's going to help your nails grow long and strong underneath.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what would like, should I take vitamins? Like what should I start doing like behind the scenes? Any advice?
Cuticle care, I think is, well, obviously, like a hair, skin, and nail vitamin, everyone should be taking anyway. Cuticle oil, that's going to keep your cuticles nice and hydrated.
I do that.
Well, there you go. Then you're off to a good start.
I do that.
Yes.
I literally typed in TikTok, like what to do to fix your terrible nails. Like anything I want to know in life, I'm on TikTok.
No,
like I will find
same.
everything. I learned how to breastfeed on TikTok. Like I could probably
TikTok
learn
has done everything.
Everything. It's my new Google. It's amazing. So like I said, like I think you're going to go super viral. You seem to be crushing it. What's the future look like for you? Are we going to open our own, huge space? Are we going to franchise? Are we going to hire people? Like what are your goals? What's the future look like for you?
Yeah. So, I definitely want to expand.
Amazing.
I think that I can do a lot in the space that I'm in, but there's something very uninspiring about working by yourself, right? I want to be surrounded.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would love to be surrounded by other nail techs because where I am in the space, I'm the only nail tech. So all the hairstylists, they have each other, right? They all can run to the other room and
let me borrow this.
Or what do you think about this? Or is there, we all do things differently. There's not one right or wrong way to do anything creative. So to be able to be around other people and see kind of their way of doing it, because I'm new still, I mean, I know I'm doing well, but I am still new and I still have so much that I could learn. So I would love to be around a bunch of other girls. So I would love a space, something that I was looking for when I was out of school. That's really what I would want to provide. So I'm looking to do like a salon with private studios. So
I love the privacy. I think that's so smart.
I think that's super important. I mean, that's where I came from and the only thing I really know. But being able to have your own private space within still a community is really important, whether you want to run your own business out of there and, like I do, or even if you want to be a commission-based.
Right. Clock in and clock out.
Clock in and clock out. Not everybody wants
No, it's
this
not for everyone.
Right?
It's not.
So I think that everyone still deserves their own private space and the clients deserve it too. I don't think that the clients should have to come and sit on top of each other. I feel like they're not, if you really want to build a connection with your client, I really feel like the only way to do that is in a private space where they can be vulnerable, where you can really they can be themselves and they're not worried about people being around them. So that's what I want to create. I want to create a space with private studios that other nail techs, whether they work at home now and maybe they want to expand, or they're in a salon where they're just not happy and they're not really able to do what they want to do
and grow.
Yeah. So that is my plan.
I love
Set
that.
by Jess.
I love that. And I think sky's the limit for you. So I'm
Thank
super
you.
excited. If people wanted to come get their nails done, they're inspired by this, they're excited, we're going to tag all your, beautiful photos of all your nails and stuff. And they're like, I have to get this done. How can they follow you? How can they find you? What's your recommendation?
Yeah. So I'm on Instagram. You can follow me at set.byjess. Slide in the DMs. And if you're a new client, so we can do a little mini consultation, and then you can find my booking right on my Instagram.
So easy.
Yeah.
Obsessed.
Super
And I think
easy.
that's just the way to do it now. Like, that's the way to go.
Everything's in one spot.
Yes, it's amazing. I always tell people, I'm like, don't have 9 Instagrams for every one of your businesses. Like, I am me, you are you, like you are your business. Like,
Exactly.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
I
This
will
was
grow
so
my
much
nails.
Fun.
This is gonna force me to get my nails.
Yes,
get them going.
Yes, come and see me. Stop biting, please, everyone.
Thank you. All right, another awesome episode of Life on the App. Thank you, Jess, for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
And we will see you next week.